Tax 2. Recording. Colombian Education. Jimena Alexandra Galeano. Group number 15. Tutor Andrés Felipe Chavarro. Universidad Nacional Abierta y a Distancia, UNAD. February 2022. Bilingual education in Colombia. Bilingualism is related to the ability of a person to use the management of two languages in any communicative situation, and is distinguished as follows. Individual bilingualism, the individual process to different language systems. Social bilingualism, it is the existence of bilingualism in a human group. Therefore, it is important that the language policies is equitable and that includes all the cultures and language represented in the country, bearing in mind that bilingual education programs actively help communication in a language other than one's one. Colombia has a long tradition of including foreign language in the school curriculum, languages such as French, German, Italian, and English. The importance of speaking language is massively globalized, and the possibility of being bilingual today means the possibility of knowing any language that exists somewhere on the planet. In addition, human evolution needs to master another type of language where it has the ability to obtain a minimal proficiency in speaking, understanding, reading, and writing. The objective is competitiveness towards a national language policy where recognition in Colombia is implemented with bilingual education, and it can be understood that through this domain of a second language is born. The fit between the primary language and the secondary language is made from the first exposure to speech, that is, a practically equal repertoire of phonemes used in both languages. Therefore, there is the morphology, the syntax, and finally the bilingual ability. Language and culture diversity allows bilingualism to be viewed with prestige, and this provides the possibility of employment in the global market. A bilingual strategy would have to privilege equal conditions so that the language is promoted for academic and the competitive purposes that allows establishing, recognizing, and not limiting itself in learning and initiative towards the new learning of a second language. Contact with other cultures should be seen and assumed as a cultural enrichment that results forestally from contact with other languages and cultures that lead to merit of bilingual education programs. On the other hand, it is fair, as some people think, that may lose their identity by mere fact of learning another language. But what actually happens is that they come into contact with a new culture system. Although individuals also show a use of language complex and multifaceted. And finally, how far bilingual education programs for majority language speakers in Colombia today are actively helping towards the creation of a more understanding, a more tolerant society, and not only providing a way to better jobs and higher standard of living for their graduates? Nowadays, we live in a time when learning a second language is of vital importance if you want to progress in society and have opportunities. However, the skills for the acquisition of a new language are necessary, and a reason begin to have contact with other countries and cultures very different from ours. Also, it is important to pay attention to the voice of Colombian academics who show concern about a language with power and a language with prestige. But what really must be taken into account is that what one must look towards a globalist world and focus in the local complexibilities that allow you to speak fluently and with sufficient capacity to convince the listener public. Speaking training generates confidence, leadership, and security for the current and future development of students as a participants in this degree of formal implementation. That's all, dear partners and tutor. Thank you.